All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tackle and Tacos, a fishing podcast. We are brought to you by the fine folk at Grizzly Coolers, grizzlycoolers.com. I am one of your hosts, Jordan, coming to you from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And to my right, left, I don't know what you'd be. You're just on the screen. Is the other host, Nate Conklin. What up, homeboy?
What's going on? How you doing?
Chilling, buddy. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. Can't complain.
You're looking black, though.
I'm looking what?
You're looking good. The black Iowa hat, the black Denali shirt, black man.
I had
a lot of sharp.
Had to rep the hat as we're currently in the Sweet 16 playing Nebraska right now. So
who saw that coming?
Yeah, I don't probably nobody.
No, but like it's cool though.
Yeah, it's sick, and they're playing good. Game's tight, so.
Yeah, they're playing well right now. Speaking of playing well and the opposite of that, not playing well, Cubs opening day went about as well as I wanted Cubs opening day to go. Got absolutely shellacked by the freaking Washington Nationals. That was irritating. But anyway, whatever. I still love the Cubs, Packers. I love the Longhorns. I love my teams. Tonight, I'm really excited to talk to a fella. His name's Andrew Gardner. This dude, it's funny because I had heard of the company he's sort of running the head man, the dude called Synch Fishing. And here, let me just, I'll throw up the website already, because the website address, if you're listening to this or watching on YouTube, the website address, it's not tricky, but it makes your brain go, wait a sec. It's synch.fish. That's the website address, not synch.fish.com. It's synch.fish, and synch is spelled S-Y-N-C-H. I want to make sure you get that. If you have a chance, look up the swim baits that they're making. They are crazy. I mean, I don't know the dude, so I'm not trying to put in like some giant commercial or whatever, but I will say in the world of big swim baits, his are unique. They're really pretty. They're the shape, the colors, everything are cool, to the point where, and I was just telling Nate this before we hit record, when I first saw his baits and then I saw the price on them, I was a little surprised. I thought they were going to be significantly more expensive because, you know, in the swim bait world, man, like, it's not a super weird thing to see a bait for $250, for $400, for $200, whatever, and they're nowhere near that price point, and they look dope. So, what do you think, Nate? You stoked or what?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and like you said, especially, you know, when you're talking about hand carved stuff, like legitimately hand carved stuff with a guy by a guy of his pedigree. Yeah, they're priced awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to order at least a couple.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then if you, again, I'm a big fan of, in movies, on whatever, like just real life, of course, but I like hearing people's story, where they came from, how they came up, why they're at where they're at in life. And if you go to Synch Fishing on like their YouTube or on their website, whatever, there are sort of some like Genesis stories, like how he got started and where, and it's pretty cool. Number one, he's got a way bigger footprint in the fishing industry than I had any idea. And then number two, which we'll get into in a sec, this is like second generation carving fish. And then obviously the correlation between carving fish and then carving lures, then using those for like casts, and it's cool. It's a cool story. So I'm pumped to talk to him. You know, we are tackle and tacos, not just fishing. I love talking tackle, like these super dope little smallmouth swim baits that I have on my mic stand right next to a foiky ball. That's what I'm gonna start calling it, because it's a fake koiki ball that I got on Temu, which, by the way, did you know that Temu is supposed to be pronounced Temu? Ain't nobody saying no Temu.
No, I had no idea. I think maybe I've heard a commercial where it sounds something like that, but I never paid it no attention. I thought they were saying it wrong.
I'm not. Nah. Did I ever tell you the story? I think I did. The story about Qdoba, the burrito place, like the actual pronunciation is Quadoba. Ain't nobody saying Temu or Quadoba.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But anyway, so this show, like I said, is brought to you by Grizzly Coolers, grizzlycoolers.com. If you go to that website, use the code WCB, Whiskey Charlie Bravo at checkout. You'll get 15% off top to bottom. The only thing that doesn't apply is the box blinds, which they even have sales on those sometimes. So that's something should probably check out. Also, Loopholed Optics. We are so pumped. I cleaned off like my little computer studio desk, and I don't really have much stuff. Where is it? There's one behind my shoulder right here. There's a little loophole box on the wall. Loophole optics. Our specific thing with them is, hold on, we'll put it back in there. Our little specific thing with them is, that was kind of funny. I didn't even know that case was in there. Is the Loophole Optics Performance Eyewear. We're part of their polarized sunglasses team, which is pretty amazing. They have an incredible lineup of anglers from John Cox to Polinick to Stetson Blaylock and a whole bunch of other dudes. And they make the best, in my opinion, the best polarized sunnies I've ever worn in terms of the look, the feel, the polarization. They're great. They have a bunch of different lenses for different options. They even just came out with this year that low light option. If you're a tournament, or I guess you don't have to be a tournament, to be a tournament guy, to know the feeling of getting on the water really early and buzzing across the water and having your eyes just water like crazy, or want to wear sunglasses, but it's not bright enough yet. And so you're kind of like, in that, what do I do here in between? And Loophole kind of solved that. So LEUPOLD.com. Check those out. They're amazing. Denali rods. Nate and I are both sporting some Denali shirts tonight. DenaliFishing.com. Some of the dopest rods out there. Good reels. Merch game is strong. And if you use the code hello, you get 100% off. I don't know. I can't think of anything good. We don't have a code or anything. I'll talk to Scott. Maybe we can get a code for you to get a discount. But they're really good rods, really affordably priced. I just did a review on our YouTube for the Gunner series, and I'm telling you, this is not just like a sponsor plug. For $120, that is a bad motor scooter. For $120, that rod is really, really nice. The eyelets are nice, a lot of them. It's light. It feels balanced in your hand. It's got that really cool like cork on the grip, and then on the butt section, it's got like the foam with the cork ends on each end of the foam, if that makes sense. Hold on, I have one right here. I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera very well, but so it's like cork in the handle. You can see that pretty good, right? And if you slide down on the butt, it's like that foam with the cork on each end. That's just comfy. Like, it just feels good in your hand. It's super balanced. Really good stuff from DenaliFishing.com. And our last sponsor is Moldy's Marine, veteran-owned company, making pretty much anything you need for your boat. He can do for you, from fiberglass work to wet sand buff, carpet install, gator step, custom flooring, electronics, motor stuff, trailer stuff, whatever. Jeremy is your dude. Moldy's Marine. He's working on a website right now. Otherwise, just find him on Facebook. And then, of course, we're brought to you via the Waypoint TV folk, and then the Working Class Bowhunter Podcast Network. Nate, that was a mouthful. Nate, break us off with the socials and then your turbs and whatever, and then we'll bring Andrew in.
Yeah, you killed that, by the way. But yeah, socials, obviously, Tackle and Tacos, Tackle and Tacos, on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. We're still steadily climbing to that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We've picked up a few the last few days. It keeps ticking, which is awesome. Like Jordan said, he just released that rod review of the Gunner series. We've also been putting out shorts. He's been putting out shorts on the daily, which is awesome. All fishing related stuff. That's entertaining, fun to watch. So definitely go subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out our post for the giveaway. Right?
Yeah, that's it. Real easy. TackleandTacos.com @TackleandTacos. I mean, it's pretty simple, easy to remember. So again, like I said, we're excited to have this fella on the show, talk some life stuff. And on top of the fishing, on top of the life stuff, on top of the lure design, the dude may have the strongest beard game of anybody we've ever had on the show. We joked with Andrew Benke a couple weeks ago about his mustache game, and even he made fun of his own mustache. We joked with Fred Rumbanis about his used to be Fu Manchu that he can't grow anymore, which is crazy to me. That's like saying Superman's cape doesn't fit, but we'll let him get away with it because he's a legend. But yeah, we're really pumped to bring in now, talk all things swim bait, life, wood carving, art, all the good stuff. Mr. Andrew Gardner. Hey
guys, appreciate you.
Hey.
Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excited to talk about Synch and some of the stuff that I've done in the past.
Yeah.
And,
was that a workshop that you're in?
Well, it's a makeshift shop. I just built a 1,000 square foot shop on the property, but this is my garage right now.
Yeah.
So
right.
It's a little makeshift little space for the time being.
Yeah, I like it. Where are you out on the map, Andrew?
I am located in Florida, a little town called Weeki Wachee.
Is that really what it's called? Weeki Wachee?
Yeah, it's the home of the mermaid. It's about an hour, 20 minutes north of Tampa. So
Okay.
I'm on the nature coast of Florida on the Gulf side.
That's sweet, man. Yeah, that's a good place to be
Heck
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, it's salt water, fresh water, you name it.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, you got the best of both worlds. You can go goof around with both. That's awesome. Do you goof around with both?
Yeah, it seems that ever since I got into this trade, I get less fishing in, but you know, once you start designing lures, it seems like you do less fishing. But yeah, I do get out saltwater, a couple times a month.
Okay.
So
Yeah, sweet. Absolutely, dude. Well, thank you so much for jumping on, man. We are very excited to have you on. How do you know Brian Beebe?
he helped us out at some of the classics in the past. I guess setting up the booth and just customer service wise um, with the with the Bassmaster Classics and all. Super nice guy. I think I hung out with him a couple of maybe 2 or 3 classics. I worked with him.
Okay. Yeah, he
Early.
hit me.
Heck yeah.
He was just like, "Hey, you know Andrew Gardner?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Have you heard of Synch Fishing?" I'm like, "I've seen their swim baits. I don't know a ton about it." And he's like, "Oh, would you want him to be on the podcast?" I was like, "Heck yeah, dude. Why wouldn't I want like a artist who crafts all these baits to be on the podcast?" So yeah, it's a cool question.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, I mean that's met him early on when I started American Bait Works about 7.5 years ago. So
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Well, Andrew, let's dive in a little bit. Like I said, I kind of want to let it just go where it goes. Like I want to hear both sides of you, both like the artist and the lure designer, and just you as a human being, as a fisherman, as a whatever. So, they don't have to stay separate though. So if you'd be cool with it, just kind of take us back. How did you get originally bit by the bug and fishing? I know on your one video on your website, you said you started carving baits, and maybe not baits, but carving fish at like 8 or something crazy years old. Give us a bit of your background, man.
oh yeah, well my dad was a wood carver. We grew up on Long Island in New York.
Hmm.
He he was a decorative wood carver, more so like catching clients catches in wood. Like almost like taxidermy, but with wood. You didn't have to kill the fish; you just carved it out of wood, and he would replicate
Wow.
people's trophy catches. So that's what started just by watching him, and I carved my first trout when I was like 8. It was a little brown trout. I still have it somewhere.
Yeah, it's in that video. It's pretty good. But when you said that this is my first one, I thought it was going to look like a goofy Play-Doh figure, and it's pretty good. Like it's pretty good.
It's pretty bad. I mean, everything I do. The last one is I don't really keep anything here because I just don't like the way they look after I get done with them, and then because I always think I could do better. But yeah, I mean, I try to buy up anything I see on eBay just so I don't have those things out there because I think they're ugly. Some of these things are just brutal. But I can't even afford them anymore, so I don't even bid on them anymore. But no, I'm just I'm just trying to get better than the last one I've done. So that's all I can ask for myself.
Yeah. How'd you get into? So your dad was into the wood carving thing. Was fishing sort of synonymous with that as a kid? That looked
Oh
like.
yeah, we were outdoorsmen on Long Island, which was kind of tough back then because it's there wasn't too many. But we would hunt on Long Island and fish. Well, I started out fly fishing. I would tie my own flies, and then it got into bass fishing. And then when I was I think I was 19 when I moved down to Florida. So yeah, so my dad was an art agent in New York, so he represented a lot of artists.
Hmm.
So he would sometimes represent me. He would get me work, even though he really shouldn't have, but he was throwing me a bone. I remember doing artwork when I was 14 and 15 years old for Field and Stream magazine. I don't think I was good enough, but I was doing pen and ink drawings for the the magazine just because my dad knew the people at the magazine, and he would get them for me. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah. So 19 you moved to Florida. Why did you go from New York to Florida? What was that? Was that for the art thing with your dad or what?
No, my grandmother was ill, so we moved to Florida to take care of her. So that's how that went. But met my wife shortly after, so it's everything works out. Couldn't ask for a better life, since I moved to Florida. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey, of course, with everything, but it's just the last few years is when all of this hard work and stuff has come to fruition with everything. So
Yeah, good for you, man. I like that. I also like you have Andrew, you have like a really like unforced positive vibe. Like before we started recording, you're saying how you were working retail and you're like, yeah, but I don't have any bad vibes about retail and it got me where I am. And a lot of people are like, man, F that place. And you're just kind of, cool. They would have had to do it.
yeah, I don't think it got me to where I'm at. I learned a lot, met a lot of people, learned customer service, sales, management, learned how to run a business. So it's all part of where I'm at now. So I don't have any ill will.
Yeah.
Although retail does suck. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, but we got through it. So
Absolutely, man. So where did things shift for you? Like when, how, what light bulb moment did you have where you went from like carving stuff out of wood to designing? I know you said you were tying your own flies, but then like making your own baits. And can you touch on a little bit of some of the companies you've worked with so far over the years?
I don't know if I can get into all of in detail, but as far as the companies, because some of them have non-disclosure, the type of stuff. But the light bulb, I think, when I kept bringing in wood carvings to work, to retail, my management job. Everybody kept saying, "What do you can make this? What are you doing here?" I kept hearing, "What are you doing here? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So finally, I put my 2 weeks in, and this is a company I've been with for 20 years on managing the store, and I think my wife thought I was crazy. She asked me, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm going to see if I can make lures in the garage." And that's what I started doing. And I started making glide baits, top water, swim baits. This is 15, almost 20 years ago, and so that's how it started. And then I did pretty well, but I couldn't get my stuff in more people's hands. I was only one person, and that's when American Bait Works came around and offered me a position. So, I took it because it was an ideal situation where I can get my creations, and instead of hundreds of people's and thousands of people's hands, I can get them into stores and Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Tackle Warehouse, and all these other places where everybody can see my stuff. Because to me, fishing lures are not just baits; they're pieces of art,
Yeah.
And it was just a surreal moment for me to just walk into stores and see some of my creations on the pegboards
Wow.
But but it did, it just didn't happen overnight. When I was working in retail, I would spend all my nights and weekends carving, and I would enter competitions to see how I held up, against other carvers. And that's when I started doing those fish decoy competitions. I don't know if you guys know what a fish decoy is.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just started doing those, and I started winning some of them, and then I just kept learning from the carvers that were there, and just tried to get better and better. And since I started, I won 7 world championships with fish decoys. So,
Gosh, 7 world championships.
Yeah.
Wow. What was your newest one? A buffalo or something? Like a sucker? Like a black buffalo or something?
The buffalo species. It was a black buffalo. It looks like a carp without the barbs, the barbels,
Yeah.
Just I like rough fish, you know, because I'm not the best looking dude in the world. So I like the fish that nobody likes. I like the carp, the suckers, the
Yeah.
you know, the weird stuff that people don't carve because they're not pretty or something like that. Those are the ones I like. The whitefish. Those are the ones I carve, and I normally do show them some love, you know.
Yeah, I like that. So can I ask you without you don't have to give up the secret sauce or you know any trade secrets or whatever, but what's your process look like for doing something like that?
As far as what, carving or
Carving, like the whole I'm because like the design is one thing, right? Like coming up with a good design, but then making it real, carving it in a 3D world, like what I wouldn't even, I have ideas for baits and stuff all the time. I always wanted to start my own little like bait company. I actually had Nate paint a couple baits for me that I intentionally left rough. I called it pocket knife baits, where I was carving balsa with a pocket knife and he'd clear coat it and whatever. But going from like an idea in your head to actually holding a bait, like what does your process look like?
well, it all starts with you know what type of fishing like people, you know, the peers that I work with, they'll want a specific bait, and that's how it starts. So do we want a topwater bait? Do we want a swim bait? Do we want a glide bait? Do we want a soft plastic? Just figuring out what bait. You know, you got to know what kind of function the bait has to have, and then it's just about drawing it out, getting a piece of wood, and then just carving away. I mean, it sounds like easy, but it is easy once you've done it so many times. But it's just basically you'll have a block of wood that eventually turns into something like this. This is just a block of wood, and then it'll start to gain a little bit of shape.
Whoa.
And then then eventually you get some function involved. And this is a wood carved gill, bluegill, and that is actually
Incredible.
And this is the final of that particular bait.
Oh my gosh, look at those.
Golly.
Okay,
Well,
so
hold on, press pause. Who's painting these things?
I painted all the originals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that as well. Are you painting all this stuff yourself as well?
Everything involved in sync, I want my hands on it. I designed the hats that you see here, the displays that we use at the shows, everything. You know, I want to lead by example for one, but also I want to make sure that you know, it's something on brand with what I would do.
Sure. Can you hold up that wood bluegill that wasn't painted yet?
Yeah.
Dude, look at that freaking thing. So all of those like scale marks and the lateral line, that's all carved by what? A razor blade, or like how are you getting those lines?
Initially I started with knives, but in the sake of saving time, I moved on to power carvers like just these tools back here, but just like Dremel style rotary tools and stuff like that to save time. But yeah, I mean and then what happens with this wood? I wanted every lure that we design and that's in the Synch brand to start out as wood.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I wood carve and I wood carve lures. So I wanted everyone to start out as wood and then end up in a resin or a ABS plastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I didn't want to go for realism. If you notice, it's kind of real, but not. It's got style to it.
Mm-hmm, yeah, definitely.
Because
Super unique.
Anybody can just 3D scan a fish or make something look real. I just wanted to have something sit on a table or on a pegboard and say, hey, that looks like an Andrew Gardner original or something like, you know, something like that. Something where it's, you know, it differentiates itself from everything else.
Yeah. Okay. So another favor, can you hold up a painted one? And what do you call that colorway?
This is albino.
Albino bluegill.
Albino.
That thing is crazy looking.
That's the artisan gill, right? On your website.
Yeah, this is the Artisan Gill 130. Now this comes in a 90, which is this is becoming one of my favorite baits to throw. Actually, this one actually is the limited edition color that I came out with called Cichlid, which is it's doing really well right now. But this is the little guy.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
And
Fish.
it's a cichlid. It's called the Mayan, but that's a limited. We come out with these limited edition runs at a very small production.
Crazy.
That's incredible. What made you put those gigantic eyeballs on that bait? I absolutely love that. That's freaking awesome.
Well, for one, they're glass, which you don't see in lures really anymore. They're all glass eyes, and they have a UV hint of UV glow behind them, so it shows up even more as it sinks down the water column. But every I don't know, every artist or somebody comes up with something that is recognizable. I always like having huge eyes because that's the first thing the viewer looks at on anything. If it's a portrait or, they always look at the eyes. I wanted it to be something that, brings you into it,
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. Well, even on like jigs or swim jigs, when they have huge eyes, I'm like, yes, that'll get bit.
Now, as far as I could do realism, because this here is an example of a realism. This is a wood carved bluegill.
What? That's wood?
Yeah. So this guy I was fortunate and lucky enough to get this bad boy on this month's cover of the Bassmaster.
What?
Along with my other wood carvings, and then see that Synch bluegill.
That's on the new one. I don't have that one yet.
This is March, April.
Oh, I don't have that one yet. Dang it! Oh, I can't wait to get that. That's so dope. You made a cover, dude. Congrats.
Yeah,
I got it.
It's pretty
That's
special.
incredible.
Oh, you got it in there? Ah, there you go.
Yeah, dude. What the heck?
Send it over. I'll sign it for you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
No, it's coming for sure. Yeah. Where's it going? What's the city called again?
Yeah, Wiki Watchy. You'll never remember.
Wiki Watchy.
You better play that back.
Yeah. Wiki. Yeah, send it on. Oh, dude, that is for real though. Like legitimately, man. Congratulations on a cover. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's been a long time to get a cover. It's one of the things you want as an artist or any kind of. I didn't even have to win a classic to get on there. But yeah.
With the swim baits, Andrew, you said the glass eyes. So are the production ones, like the ones you buy from Synch, have glass eyes?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I should show you. That's the version of the. Those are the bluegills, and then we have the glides, which is about a little over 7-inch bait, and they. This is one of my favorite colors right here because I'm in Florida. This is that Florida golden shiner.
Ooh,
golly,
that is dirty.
So they all have soft PVC fins, glass eyes, swiveling hook hangers.
You gotta have that. You gotta have those hook hangers up. They spit it too easy.
Yep, and it's got my signature on the tail. You gotta have that. And
baits have your signature on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's sweet, dude. Heck yeah.
They each come in a beautiful box.
Dang.
They come with a certificate of authenticity. With each one has their own patch.
Golly.
With a lenticular card.
Next level.
So yeah, it's we wanted to create an experience, not just on the water, but when you get the bait, you're spending a decent amount of money on a lure. We want to capture the whole experience. And,
wow. Well, I would definitely not going out on a limb here. I think you're definitely succeeding there, Nate. Do you see what I'm saying now? Like, tell me those baits are not just pieces of art. Can you hold up? Can you hold up that glide again, real quick, Andrew? Because the belly side of that thing, like from the rib cage down, looks different. What did you do there, like design wise? It looks different.
Well, like I said, I want my own look and feel to these things, so I have a stylistic take on, a bait fish. So, I wanted it to not look like a realistic, but also, almost look like it's got a belly bulge right here.
Yeah. Yep.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Wow. And then the eyes are just gigantic.
Yeah. Just that's it's one of our good sellers. Probably the best selling bait, glide bait there is a white. So our oyster pearl is up there as far as
Yeah.
One of the ones that everyone wants, and the bone as well, because these things are catching a lot of snook and redfish, believe it or not.
Oh, sure.
So the bone is really good for both salt and fresh.
Yep. Yeah. I tell people all the time, I'm kind of a swim bait. I wouldn't say a master or anything, but I have quite a few of them. People ask me like, what should I get? What color? And I'm always like, dude, go bone, white, whatever. That's a good kind of starter color. It's real versatile.
Oh yeah, because you can learn the bait real easy. It's a visual bait.
That's what I always tell people too. Yeah, just watch it in the water. Just use your handle, kind of see what it does. And with white, you can see it better. It's the same thing when people do like fishing for smallmouth and they use like a white or chartreuse. It's not so much for the fish, although it works, but then you can also see when it gets gulped up.
Oh yeah, that's what I love. I just love fishing. Once it's almost like frog fishing is pretty close too. But I don't think there's anything that beats a glide or a swim bait fishing for me anyway. I would rather fish that way the whole day than any other method. So
heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nate.
I was gonna say, just like looking at the baits, the finish, the detail, the packaging, like it would be so difficult to even fish with these things. They are absolutely works of art.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's really what I want. I wanted obviously, but they're not shelf. They are shelf pieces in a way for some people, but no, they're meant to be fished. I've lost. I had one of my personal best bass. I caught on one, and then I casted it back into the same location. I hooked into another bass and lost it. I did the, with fluorocarbon, you got to retie often, and like a lazy. I was lazy. I didn't retie after that fish, and I lost the bait. But I was going to retire that bait after that day, and I lost it. So,
how big was the bass?
Oh, it was just under 10, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, we don't have too many of those up here in northern Wisconsin or northern Iowa. Do we, Nate? 10s?
Yeah, nah, I don't. No.
Nah. My PB, Andrew, 10-1, but that's when I was living in Georgia, so that's not exactly fair. It's not exactly the same. But also, so you said you designed that hat too, right? And that's the largemouth hat where the mouth is kind of open on it.
Yeah, it's got a cartoony look to it.
Yeah.
I'm a cartoony,
guys,
screwy, whimsical kind of guy. We have we just put them on the site today, actually.
Oh, really?
We have this bass, and then we have a striped bass, and then a snook. Because when I tell you the snook are destroying the 3-piece gills in that 130 size down here, so
that's cool.
So they're I made that hat so that we can get them to these guys down here.
Yeah, I like that. I like that largemouth design because it's got kind of a classic old school vibe, but then yeah, Nate's got it up right there. Hold on, let me pull you up, Nate. Let me make you larger. But you said
the glare off the phone. There it is.
Right there. So it looks kind of like other hats, but then it's got enough of a twist to be unique, which is kind of the Synch Fishing MO, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't. There's so many bait makers now, and there's so many glide bait, and they're all, a lot of them are really good now.
Yeah.
So, you got to differentiate yourself somehow, and I want to do it with my style, and just do things that are a little bit different, and give the customer something that is over. I want to over deliver.
Yeah, I like that. And it definitely seems like you are. And I hope I didn't insult you at all in the opener when I said, when I look at all your stuff and I see the prices, I thought they were going to be more expensive than they are. I'm sure you know as well as anybody else in the swim bait world, stuff is pricey, dude. Like stuff is really.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I could have, before I went with, I started with American Bait Works, I was selling wood carved originals, and I still do several a year for clients, collectors and stuff that go for, big money in the thousands and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
That's not getting them into people's hands that are fishing them, you know. So that's why we wanted to do these out of the ABS and get more people to fish them. So
Are you? Can I ask you like technological? Maybe that's not the right word. Type of question. Are you still designing stuff like drawing wise, carve it out, and then they make molds off of that? Is that how like the mass production ones come about, or are you CAD stuff, or how are you doing it now?
well, I've done both. I'd rather do old school meets new. So what I'll do is I'll draw on a paper, piece of paper, and then carve out the prototype, the master. I'll mold that. I'll test it for functionality, and then we get that wood carved original scanned, 3D scanned.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then the mold is made from that scan.
Well, that's pretty cool though. So there's still heart in it. No diss to CAD.
Oh yeah, these every one of you can see that these are. I mean, this is the same lure. This is actually the same size and everything as the prototype. It's tough to. Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
lure. Just a couple things changed. We added this little dorsal, spiny dorsal front, but it's the same size, same everything.
Dude, I can't get over that albino color. God dang it, that is so sick.
Oh, I love that.
That's incredible.
My buddy was using the albino. We went down to South Florida, and he was using the albino, and I'm using the Mayan. I was the only one that had that custom Mayan cichlid color, so I'm thinking I'm going to go down there because we had a competition. So the competition was whoever catches the most invasive species.
Oh, okay.
So I'm using the Mayan cichlid because I think I'm going to smoke these guys because that's a forage fish they have there. And he had the albino, another guy had the copper nose, and there was four of us. And my buddy that was on the same boat as me, he was destroying them on the albino, the peacock bass, and he was destroying those clown knife fish. You ever see those things?
So cool, yeah.
And he was destroying them on that albino. I couldn't catch shit.
Dang.
And I was using the Mayan cichlid, which I thought was the secret sauce. And finally, I'm like, man, I got to change this thing. For whatever reason, we weren't hitting that color. And I changed it to the copper nose, that purple. That's my favorite color. Let me see if I have one. Here we go. So this here, because we have these purplish bluegills in Florida.
Yeah, sure.
So I changed it to this.
Oh man!
And I was freaking. I caught three different species in like 10 casts after I changed to this. I caught a Mayan cichlid on this, a peacock, and a snakehead. So we were giving each other points for each species you caught, and so I was beating him at that point.
There you go.
But yeah, I love that color right there.
What size was that one, Andrew? Was that a 90?
This is the 90, the little guy.
Yeah. Dang it, oh my gosh. Look at that scale. Like the gloss on the scales, like the big orangish. Man, that thing's nasty.
Yeah, it's got these little orange on it looks like it's an injured minnow when they get that little discoloration on the back.
Yep.
When you retrieve it and you're bringing it in, you can see that from like a mile away, and it's freaking awesome.
Wow, golly,
that's incredible.
Yeah, that's nasty. So again, I have a question for you. Being I don't know if I call you old school because you're not really old school, but you kind of have an old school heart, which I think is really cool in a fully complimentary way. But when you come up with the color, we had a fella on a long time ago, Andrew, and he's definitely a friend now. AJ, I don't know if you know who AJ Mendy is. He's the owner of Horseshoe Custom Tackle. He's a pretty big name, custom lure painter. He does some really hold on, I'll show you a color. Give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
Got a random box of crap here, but I have a couple of his colors that are really unique. Anyway, so this is a lure he calls Chernobyl Craw. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
He's got like his crawfish patterns are just crazy. Like his line work is really fine, and then that's actually matte finish instead of being glossed. But anywho, so AJ's an absolute stud with paint and with colors and whatever. And we asked him, I'm getting somewhere with this that pertains to you. I'm sorry, I'm taking the long way. We asked him, like, people talk about megabass and like fine art colors and some of the stuff they do as if it's like a really crazy paint pattern. He said absolutely, and I really respect AJ as a painter. And I said, could you do megabass colors? And he's like, not exactly how megabass does them, because their process is pretty unique. So the question I have for you, you come up with like a paint colorway, is it hard handing it over to like more mass production style, or are you pretty picky, like, no, that's not it, it needs to be more this in this area, or how does that process look?
Oh yeah, we go through quite a bit of samples, test samples. It doesn't very rarely do you send something over, because I hand paint the originals and then I'll send it. Very rarely do you get one back in the first try. It'll take 3, 4, sometimes 5 times. And it's not just one process, because when I send them over, they ask me if I hand painted them myself, and because I don't know if they believe that I did it or something, because they say they can't produce it. I said, well, you have methods you can use that you can produce it. So if you can't do it hand paint, then airbrush it. If you can't just use the airbrush, you can use a printer as well. So a lot of these are all airbrush, but they also utilize a printing process as well to get the detail that I hand painted in. If you see, it's tough to tell. It's tough to see on some of these. Like some of this stuff is not like, you see this. This is most likely printed on.
Okay, sure.
And then the rest is airbrush, but like you can see that it's airbrush with the the over, kind of like the overspray of belly and stuff. But yeah, it's just not one process that can get the whole thing done. This is a perfect example of one.
Yeah,
they wouldn't paint every one of them scales, so they had to airbrush it and then print it. And then airbrush it over again. So there's like 2 to 3 different styles of painting on these.
Wow. So when you send them over, are you like laughing at, kind of like, aha, good luck, suckers?
No, because you get on the phone and you gotta explain what you want and all. It's a process. But it's worked out pretty well. We just had a color come back because I'm working on new lures for 2026.
Oh, dang.
That'll be released at ICAST. Can't really get into them as far as what kind of lures they are, but we just got our last colorway back, and it looked awesome. So, that's the last stage, making sure the colors is kind of insignificant compared to the functionality, because if it doesn't work, there's no reason to paint them.
Sure. Yeah.
So when you get to the painting stage, it's actually kind of cool, because that's the fun part,
Yeah, your life sounds awesome, man.
No doubt.
Intrigued by all of it. Andrew, you got any good taco spots in Florida down there?
Dude, this is like the taco capital of the world. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I figured this. What do you like, dude?
Oh, there's all kinds of places. I probably have tacos at least once or twice a week.
Attaboy.
That's creative.
But you know what I just had for the first time? It's called I don't know if you guys would, a birria taco.
Yeah,
it's a deep fried taco.
Mm-hmm.
Then you dip it in like an au jus sauce.
Yeah.
You ever had that?
No, I know what it is though. I've seen videos on.
That's unbelievable. I just had one for the first time last week.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah. Normally I'll get like this thing called a molcajete. I think that's how it's pronounced. It comes in like this huge type of it's almost like lava rock dish, and it's all kinds of stuff inside of it, and you build like your fajitas with it. It is like chorizo in there, shredded beef, pork, everything.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. If you haven't done this way, I mean, we got some great Mexican joints, and not only that, the new place, because I moved recently, last May I moved here. It took me 4 years to build this damn house. My contractor screwed me, so I had to finish it. So I fired him and built it myself. But
Dang, that's
this place, this Mexican joint I got down here, they put their beverages are unbelievable, man. My wife can't drink them because you have one drink and she's drunk. They put actually too much alcohol in the drinks.
okay. Yeah, that's not a common story.
So it's a pretty cool place. The only thing that they don't do, which a lot of them do around here, is have the mariachi band play, which they don't at this new place I go to. So
yeah, that's really rad. Nate, he said he just moved. Remember the town he moved to?
Yeah,
Pinky Winky.
Close.
Wackalaki, Wikaliki.
You do realize, Wiki Watchy is like a famous. It used to be like one of the biggest. Before Disney World was here, it was like the biggest park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Elvis Presley used to come down here for it. All these famous people. You got to look it up. Wiki Watchy.
Wiki Watchy Park.
WEEKIWACHEE. It's a natural spring, crystal clear water.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's where the mermaids. They have like mermaid shows with women dressed as mermaids doing mermaid things.
Whatever mermaids do, yeah. If they were real Wiki Watchy, that's rad, dude. I like it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like a good place. You have clear water, mermaids, and good tacos. I can't imagine things are too bad.
Oh, and a lot of distilleries. I'm finding a new one. It seems like every other week, but yeah, there's a lot of distilleries and stuff that you wouldn't like. You would travel. There's one close here called Enjoy. It's a distillery. They make whiskey and rum and stuff like that. But you drive through this trail for like 5 miles, and then you get to this place, and it opens up. It's like you're in an oasis. You never thought it would be there.
That's cool.
Heck yeah.
It's like an old a big place.
Sound like I'm an alcoholic. I have like 1 or 2 beers a week now. So
no, you're right. We are 0% judgy here. I promise you that. That is not happening at all. I am sorry to hear about your contractor though, man. That's some garbage. That's frustrating.
Oh yeah, man. It's I got through it, man. I got the house the way I wanted. I mean, there's still some things I need to get done, but
yeah,
it's the way my wife and I wanted. So.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Well, let's talk some more about fishing. So you sound like you're a swim bait aficionado, big swim bait fisherman. Would you go into a little bit of detail on your swim bait setups as far as like a rod, reel, line, that kind of thing? What do you like to throw?
Well, I throw. One of the companies that we have is Halo Fishing, so I use the Halo brand rods. So I do use the. We have a couple of rods that I like to use. It's a KS2, medium heavy. Actually, it's 7.9 or something like that. And I use the Shimano, the Calcutta Conquest reels.
Oh, beautiful reels. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't really beat them. But that's pretty much my setup. I stick with the brands normally that our company manufactures. So. Hopefully we'll get a rod that's specifically for swim baits and glide baits, but yeah, I'm sure it's in the works.
Yeah, as I say, I'm surprised you don't, because I know we had Justin Hammer on last year at some point. He's an American bait guy and whatever. Does American bait, do they have a line?
Oh yeah, a line of what?
Fishing line. Do they have a line company?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if they were.
We have Halo fishing rods, snag proof, scum frog, net bait, bait fuel. So
yeah, love bait stuff, man. I just did like a little like kind of half-assed podcast today, just talking about jigs. I really want to like expand my jig horizons. I'm a big jig pig love throwing that crap. So I just was asking people on the podcast, like, yo, what's a good jig brand, whatever. I feel like the Pack-A-Craw, even though people love it, it's still kind of slept on. Like, it should be even bigger than it is. Like, that's a great trailer.
Oh yeah. That's been a trailer for many years.
Yeah, and it's awesome, but I feel like it should be even bigger than it is, honestly.
Oh yeah, you should really start looking at some of the. Oh yeah, the new net bait stuff.
I must say that
this is dope.
Looking package.
Yeah, this is dope. This is the Hex Tech, the Rascal. I actually got it for probably to be a jig trailer. I think it looks pretty sick. This color is Party Gill is what it's called, but I just picked these up the other day.
Oh yeah, we just released a new several new Hex Tech models. So be on the look at those. Look out at those in the stores and stuff. So yeah, some of the guys that I don't handle the soft plastics as much, but we've got some designers that are making some really cool stuff, especially some nice trailers for chatterbaits and jigs and all.
Yeah, I mean that was you know, the koiki and all the spiky urchin crap is sort of the new thing right now, whatever. But it seemed like for a while it was in fishing, like an iCast. It's all about trolling motors for like 3 years, and then it was all about chatterbait trailers for like 2 years. Everybody was putting out a Chad type trailer, like that was everything for a while there.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see a ton of those little koikis, whatever you got there.
No, this is a koiki. This is a Temu version. That's fake.
I've never actually. I asked my wife the other day, have you ever purchased anything off a Temu? Is it really a Temu purchase?
Yeah, there. I'm telling you, this thing. I got like a boatload of them. It's cheaper than dirt. It looks exactly like the real ones, and like it's the same elasticity. And it comes on the little like metal thing, so you can't fold it up when you like package it, or when you put it away in your box or whatever. Like it's pretty legit. I don't know. The fish are gonna look at it and be like, "Wait a second, that's not Japanese."
I'll tell you, the real ones going like hotcakes. I don't know if you had a chance to get to the Classic, but those things were like sold out everywhere.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about they were gone in 2 seconds at the Classic. If you buy them on eBay, they're like 60 bones a piece right now. If you're lucky, yeah, it's insane.
Those in the Mega Bass, the limited. I was able to get one of the Mega Bass limited colors. You know, there's some companies I really respect, like Mega Bass and some of those. So I try to get, collect. When I get my shop done, and you guys will have to come out and do another show, because that'll take you, 4 hours to go through all the tackle and vintage stuff collected for 20 years.
That'd be awesome, man. Yeah. Do you like?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm also. Hopefully this analogy makes sense. I'm also a shoe guy. I've always been a shoe guy. I love Jordans and retro shoes and whatever. But I also feel like some level Jordan is absolutely like pulling everybody's pants down. All it is the same shoe. And like this year it's tan instead of brown on this piece. And it's like, it's brand new. It's $1,000. Mega Bass is doing the same thing. Like some of the colors are legitimately dope. I don't know if you've seen the white butterfly, which is like that crackle paint white with eye, kind of like that that one I showed you, the Chernobyl craw, like that kind of iridescent green eye. But then they have other ones that I'm like, that's the same freaking thing you put out last year, and like limited edition of 30,000 jerkbaits. Like, get out of here. Like some level they're kind of
they love that crackle paint.
They do love the crackle paint. I have quite a few of them.
This is the limited one, the Karashi 80 in the pearl. It's got the pearl pinkish.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Like a salmon crackle thing.
Yeah, everybody's all about Karashis right now.
I'll never fish it. I don't know. I just like to have this stuff around, so when I'm dead, they can bury me with it.
Yeah. Fill your box up with some lures, dude. You won't feel it anyway. Have you ever, Andrew, here's a weird specific question. Have you ever seen in the Mega Bass color? I'm almost certain it's called Vegetation Killer. Have you seen that one?
No.
Dude, I guess you don't really have smallmouth where you are, do you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. It's an absolute smallmouth monster. It's like the most obnoxious, like hot chartreuse, hot pink color. And they're not super easy to find, but they're not like $150 or anything crazy. But yeah, Vegetation Killer, that's a really weird really cool color. But well, let's just I want to ask you a few more questions before we let you go. Again, we appreciate you jumping on here, man. But
Okay.
where do you see Synch Fishing going, or where do you want it to go in the future?
Well, sky's the limits, really. I mean, I don't want to make billions of them. I don't think that was the plan. We want to make it. We want to make some that are quality pieces, and we want to make a ton of different styles. So
Yeah.
just be on the lookout for other methods of fishing, perhaps top water, some other swim baits, some soft plastics, perhaps in the future, and then see where that takes us. We're not going to come out with 10 or 15 lures a year, different lures. That's not what this is about. We're trying to create quality items a couple of year and let them marinate in the out in the field and see how they do.
Yeah, I like that. And American Bait been cool with that. You like not putting out a dozen lures a year?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know,
have they requested like any paint jobs on any of their other like hard baits that they offer or anything like that for you to do, or do you do any stuff like that?
I do work for American Bait Works as a whole anyway. So if you were to shop for scum frog frogs, or the snag proof frogs or any of those, I pretty much designed all the colorways on them.
Oh, that's
so I still do all the colorways on a lot of the products. A lot of imaging on soft plastics and stuff like that I've done. So
that's all. Did you have any in the launch series at all, Andrew?
Yeah,
because that's a bad to the bone frog.
That's my favorite frog, the leopard frog. The leopard. All those paint jobs are the ones that I created.
That's get out of here. So I've been catching fish
awesome.
and didn't even know it. That's pretty cool.
Like, see, this here is a colorway that I did that's like one of the best sellers. It's a sunrise and the snake proof.
That's filthy.
This is a popping, hollow-bodied popper called the Zoo Pop. This was a limited edition Halloween bass rat, which was a zombie bass rat.
That's so sick.
So yeah, I still, when I was doing the Milos fishing lures, one of my things was doing limited runs of like holiday type baits and Halloween and stuff. So I wanted that to carry over into American Bait Works. So as soon as I came over, that was the intention, to create all these cool, weird things.
That's really sweet. Mega Bass does that too. Halloween and Christmas and all kinds of goofy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude, how that though?
Isn't it first to do that 15 years ago?
Yeah. I can't get over the fact like this is so cool to me now because I didn't know you had a hand in like the launch series, and I don't know how long ago it was, 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever that came out, when it launched. Not trying to be a dork, but and I was pretty much unequivocally like Spro Frog. I'll throw the Mega Bass like Big Gabbit or whatever here and there, but like a couple of my buddies like, dude, you got to try this launch series. It casts like an absolute rocket, and the body is super soft, and the colors are off the chart. And I was like, I'm pretty much bronze eye, whatever. And then I got some of the leopard frogs. I have a couple of like kind of like a whiter color, like white and grayish or something, if I remember right. And dude, they're nasty. Like they get great hook sets. They look awesome. So well done.
It's a unique frog. Not that other frogs aren't unique. There's a lot of great frogs in the market, but the unique part of these are they're made in Mississippi. They're only hollow body frogs made in the U.S.
Wow.
They're made in an entirely different process. It's not an injection mold or anything like that. It's a really cool process, and they're made with and they're super. The way that they're made, they're super soft. So the hook set is incredible. And then we can we can paint them at the factory, and those colors come from my shop here. I send them over, and they print them on the frogs. So
that's so sick, dude.
That is awesome.
It's it's really cool. And that leopard, I normally have a leopard frog sitting here. As far as I know, weird. See, I don't have everything set up just yet, so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I've got the leopard frog launch frog is my favorite. It's got that tungsten weight in there. That's why it casts so well.
Oh my gosh, they cast like a rocket, dude. They take off.
And we make a small one too. The launch frog XS size, which is a little bit smaller than the regular launch frog.
Okay, yeah, that's sweet, man. Man, gosh, dog it, that's cool. So I know you said we talked about it, but the baits that you have launching at iCast, these are things you've been working on for years, or how does your process go? I guess it's probably different per bait, but what does it feel like start to actually hit in somebody's hands?
Well, we started these the models that I'm working on now, or the model that I'm working that will be released at this year's iCast. We've been working on since before the last iCast.
Okay.
Like I said, we're not in any hurry to push out products. We want to be right before we push these out. They need to be right. So that's more important than making a few bucks on a lure. So, and plus we want the whole thing to be special. Like I showed you with the packaging and everything, we're still working on that, and that's got to be dialed in and look awesome as well. Plus, there's so much that has to happen prior to. You gotta have a lot of testing done. You gotta get a lot of fish pics. They gotta be torture tested. Like with the baits, the original bait we came out with, the Glide. I went up to New York to fish for striped bass to torture test these things. So, it's just a process that's just not done in a shop, and there's a lot of things that happen to get it to the end result.
Man, that's dope, dude. Nate, you got any more questions for Andrew before we go?
No, I think he's hit on pretty much everything that I had to ask. But man, I'm kind of in awe. Like it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. One little dorky one, because I'm actually in my career. I'm in marketing. I'm a content creator or whatever for a home builder. Do you do like the branding on stuff yourself, as far as like the Synch Fishing logo, that kind of stuff?
I didn't create the Synch Fishing logo, no, but everything else, like if you were to look at some of the photos on the site, like the display, everything that's I don't know, all the designs of the hats, the displays, everything like that, I create from start to finish.
That's so.
Yeah, so I like to get my hands in that stuff. I want to see, I want to, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Can I ask you a nerd question? What are you designing on? What are you drawing on, like program wise?
iPad mostly.
But I mean, like, are you doing like Procreate or?
Yeah, Procreate and Adobe. Not a whole lot of Adobe, but mostly Procreate.
Okay. Yeah, there's that one. I don't use it a lot. What the heck is it called? Pixelmator. Have you used that at all? Pixelmator Pro?
No, I'm primarily, if I'm not drawing on a piece of paper, it's on the iPad.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the only thing I really do on paper anymore is like I'll draw some the initial designs, or I'll draw stuff at shows and give to kids. Fish. Little cartoon fish. It's just stuff that I like to do. That cartoony type stuff.
Man, let me ask you one last question, Andrew, and then we'll let you go, if that's okay. This is you can almost call this a philosophical question. I don't know if you want to call it that, but do you believe in terms of art, you either got it or you don't, or do you believe that you can develop it over years of trying and practice, or a little bit of both? Or
I think honestly, I don't know, man. It just, I have this thing. I say it all the time, and people disagree with me. I think it's all through repetition. I think anybody can do what I'm doing as long as they do it long enough. But there's, everybody that tells you you're wrong. I can't even draw a stick figure. I said, but I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how to answer that, because it's always been fairly easy for me to do certain things with drawing and wood. But I do I've taught a lot of people how to carve and show people how to do a lot of things. I sponsor a lot of shows for wood carving and
Oh, that's
fish
cool.
decoy. So it's like, I think people can learn it and be just as good, if not better, than me.
Dang. All right. Well, that's the statement then right there. So synch.fish, correct, is your website. Is there anywhere else people can go to find out what you got going on?
My Milosh page on Instagram and Facebook, MELOSH Fishing Lures. And that's about it. I go to a few shows a year. I do shows in Sweden and in Poland, and outside of that, I do several shows in the U.S., the Classic, ICAST, and stuff like that.
Really? So in Poland and Sweden, are what kind of is that for like the decoy stuff, or is that for like
No,
fishing
no.
like
You got
salmon stuff?
so this is guy gave me this at the last Swedish show. This is kind of like a Swedish bait.
Whoa,
It's,
that's
they fish pike over there,
right. Yeah, yeah.
primarily
Ignore
for,
there.
so that's the kind of lures. They're all wood carved normally, the ones that they have at these shows. And I go to I sponsor a lure carving contest called the Most Creative Bait Design.
Oh, that's
Try
cool.
to get people, try to get carvers outside of their comfort zone and create things that are never been seen before. So, but yeah, I go there and it's awesome. I mean, the Swedish bait shows are just, I mean, it's all about the bait building, the fly tying, the beer drinking, and just the camaraderie of the whole thing. I mean,
Awesome.
it's just awesome experience.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, Andrew, you're killing it. Appreciate you so much for jumping on, dude. It was a really good conversation, man. Best of luck to everything you touch in the future, brother.
All right, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for having me on. Really, really do.
No, we appreciate it.
Hope I wasn't too boring. I'm not the greatest speaker in the world or most entertaining, but I guess I need a couple of drinks before I have get people laughing.
Nah, I think you did awesome. We appreciate
You
you.
killed it for sure.
We'll bug you later. Thank you for jumping on, brother.
All right, no problem.
All right, Andrew. Bug you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Peace.
Bye now.
All right, so that was Andrew Gardner. Tell me those baits aren't freaking ridiculous.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, that's golly.
I cannot no color.
Yeah, no, everything from the bait design, the uniqueness of it, the colors, like yeah, just awesome. I don't know, there's a little feature on his website too. I don't know if you saw it or not, but like so it has, let me see if it'll pop up. So that's the bait right there, like the glide bait, artisan glide.
Yep.
And you can like slide on it and it like slides across and like goes from unfinished to finish as you
Oh,
slide across it on the
yeah. I don't know how
website.
as a web designer guy too. I don't know how he did that, but it's pretty freaking dope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really awesome.
Let me I'm trying to bring up some images here. I'm not as good at this as I should be. I usually keep it pretty simple. Oh, hold on. I need to sometimes when you download things like on the internet, it'll give it a super goofy extension instead of just being like a JPEG. So if you just go in and change it to JPEG, it'll allow you to use it all of a sudden. It's like magic or something. Let me see. Hold on. I want to show people if they're watching on YouTube, like some of the stuff we were talking about. So I just brought it up on the screen. So there's that hat, the Synch Fishing hat he was talking about. So like it's really dope and like a bass and it whatever, but then it does have a little different like vibe to it. It's almost a little cartoony, but not like funny, goofy cartoony. Like the mouth is funny and the eyes are a little bigger, but like I'd rock the crap out of that hat. Would you not, Nate?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That thing's
like
freaking awesome.
And it's so cool that he's like drawing all this stuff. Hold on, so if anybody's watching on YouTube or listening, you might want to jump over to YouTube just to see some stuff. Here it comes. Can I grab that? Hold on. The color he brought up on video, he called the albino gill. And again, does it have prices on the website, Nate?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So the
Tackle Warehouse.
The 130 size, which is that albino color that he showed, is $80.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
which for that, I'm just saying for that quality, and you might be like, what, $80 for a lure? But like in the world of big swim baits and whatever, $80 is pretty freaking affordable. All right. So I'm bringing up, let's see. There we go. So now I just added to the screen that albino. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Tell me that
Look at
wouldn't.
those. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Gosh.
I'm about to just leave that on the screen by itself. And the cool thing is, if you look at the hook hangers, it's not like a lot of swim baits now have swiveling or rotating hook hangers, and the reason they do that, if you're not already aware, is on a big bait like that, when a fish wants to jump or shake its head back and forth or whatever, that's a lot of meat. That bait, that's a lot of bait kind of pulling away from its face, unless you have them like super pinned. And what happens if the hooks can't rotate, it's a lot easier for that fish to throw the bait. So now all of a sudden the fish jumps, shakes its head, whatever, but it just can't get loose because all that's happening is the bait is moving around the hook. It's not pulling the hook out. And so those rotating hook hangers are super important. And if you look at this picture of his albino gill that he designed, the rotating hook hangers are like industrial sized or something. Like these are really, really legit. So I just feel like not only does that thing look awesome, but if you get one on it, it's going to stay pinned. Don't you think, Nate?
Yeah, not only that, they look like, and based on the sounds of his torture testing, and his little competition catching snakeheads or whatever, they're gonna last. They're gonna last a long while for you.
He was going out there trying to catch like the craziest, like
Yeah,
like the craziest
invasive species.
Yeah, like the nastiest, meanest fish out there that swim. All right, Nate, talk about these lures for 1 second. I'm gonna try and find this other one, this one more bait I want to bring up on screen, and then we'll do our little outro. But I also, I like doing this stuff, and I'm obsessed with fishing lures, and I think people want to see them.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got that artisan gill on the website, and then the artisan glide is the other bait on the website. I think the artisan glide is listed at $100, which again is $99.99. It's looks like an incredible price point for a bait of said quality and craftsmanship. Like, just the attention to detail is unreal. Yeah, right there. That's it. Gosh.
Can you see that now?
Yeah, yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. And that's his take. And now what I really like about this, and again, I tell anybody who will listen, if they say, like I want to get into big swim bait fishing, what color should I start with? I don't care if you're talking about a 5-inch mag draft or a big heavy swim bait like this. I always tell people bone is one of your best bets because it's realistic, but it's also bright enough to where you can see it in the water. So as you're learning to work it, you can kind of keep track of what's going on. This might be the best looking bone color I've ever seen. Like, that is nasty.
Yeah, that's a bone it's its own kind of unique bone, look. It's not like your typical off-white color.
No.
It's got some awesome detail to it. Yeah, it looks incredible.
Yeah, and again, the eye on that thing looks fantastic. The gill plate looks so cool. It's almost like an exaggerated like gut bag on the bottom or something on the lower half. And then the scales, the soft fins, and then again, if you look at that on the YouTube right now, I sound like such an old man. But if you look at that on video right now, again, those rotating hook hangers are probably like overbuilt. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty legit. I gotta get me some of these.
Yeah, they're freaking awesome.
Yeah, just some of the cool. I mean, I love big swim baits. I've always loved big swim baits. Even as a little kid, I've told the story a million times about when I was traveling up to Hayward at like 10 years old, looking in the Bass Pro catalog, looking at castaic bluegills. I've always been obsessed with just how fun they look. And then once you start fishing them, how cool they are. I haven't been, excuse me, I haven't been this fired up about a bait, about a lure in a while. Because like he said, he can make it realistic, and they are realistic. They don't look weird. They don't look like something out of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze or something. Like, they're not like some fake thing, but they have a little bit of like artistic flair, a little bit of tweak on them, which I think sets them apart and makes them way cooler.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they're awesome looking. This what is it? Oyster pearl. It's like that snowflake white color. Actually, you can't even see it on the screen. Yeah,
Yeah, it's all So just picture the same bait that we have on the screen right now. Nate's holding it up, but all white with a black eye. Dirty, absolutely dirty. And it looks like the fins are see through, which is also dirty. April's criminy. Yeah, so make sure you check out Andrew's creations. Whether that's Milosh Fishing, he said his Instagram for that is Milosh Fishing Lures, or Synch Fishing, which again the website is synch.fish. Synch Fish is how you'll find his stuff. And honestly, I don't know who's doing his website, but they're killing it. And I don't.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I don't say that just kind of haphazardly. Like, they're killing it. They have a big about Andrew. Oh yeah, there's that thing where you can slide the scale back and forth. That's sick, dude. But they have a big thing about who Andrew is. His merch is on there. That really dope hat. How the baits come to be. Their social media presence. They're killing it. And I can't imagine it's going to be too long before we start hearing about them like crazy. Like, was it last year, Nate? Year before, when everybody's like, "Oh, clutch swim baits, clutch." That was like the go-to bait. Or before that was like the original KGB stuff, or like Tater Hog, or I don't know. I could keep going and going. Roman made and all these different baits that for a while they were huge, and they're still incredible baits, but they just kind of. I can't believe Synch hasn't been there yet, but my guess is it'll happen soon, because these are dirty. So make sure you check him out online, support him. It's pretty cool to hear from a guy who clearly really cares about what he's doing. Hard-working fella down in Florida, carving them by hand and then making molds out of those. And yeah, I mean, how could you not want to get on board of that? And the presentation, the way that they box them, the way they ship them, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's design work in itself. The packaging behind the product, like that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, so impressive, dude. I used to work at Motion Raceworks selling race car parts, and talking to Doug, the owner and CEO, he said he always had kind of a passion for that himself, because he would, back before he had good money from owning Motion, he would save up money to buy like a race car part, and it would come like wrapped in, crumpled up paper or whatever. And he's like, well, that's kind of a letdown. Like, the part might still be dope. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily affect anything, but you're spending all this money on an intake or a valve cover or whatever. And so that's why if you buy something from Motion, it's always packaged up and custom cut, like PVC foam with like a little like certificate saying like, this is an authentic Motion part. Like it matters. It totally matters. It's the whole experience. And again, I still don't think $100 for a glide bait is that much on this quality of it, but you're getting kind of blown out of your socks when it shows up at your front door. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. I can't wait. I'm gonna have to put in an order. Probably need a hat and I might need both the glide and the gill. I don't know.
If I did that, I would get the bone. I'd get the bone glide and the albino gill, and then I'd definitely rock the crap out of that largemouth hat.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where my money's going, I think. But let's run through this again real fast. So if anybody hasn't heard, if you've been under a rock, we are doing the 1,000 subscriber giveaway on YouTube. You're getting a pair of brand new Leupold sunglasses, a brand new 20-quart stealth gray hard grizzly cooler with a custom Moldy's Marine mat on top that has both the Moldy's Marine and the Tackle and Tacos logo burned in, a Denali bait cast rod with a brand new Shimano reel, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of bait that Nate and I are going to fill the cooler up with. So you'll get a rod tube with a brand new rod in it, and then the cooler with the sunglasses, the reel, and just stacked full of lures in there. And I also found a Denali fishing shirt with a tag on it in my closet that I'm throwing in there just for funsies. It's $1,000 plus worth of stuff. And in order to get that, on our socials, we've posted it probably 3 times, which is like this kind of black graphic. It's kind of like a sandpaper texture, and it just says giveaway a bunch. All you have to do is share that post and then prove to us that you follow us on YouTube. And that could be posting in the comments, like a screenshot that you're following us, or message us a picture of that screenshot, like showing that you're following us, and you're entered. And then once we hit 1,000, we're going to put all those names. Maybe we'll do like a randomizer app, or we'll put all the names written down on a piece of paper, put them in a hat, shake the paper, shake the hat around, pull one name out, and that's the winner. And you get all that stuff shipped to your door for free. You ain't got to pay shipping and handling and none of that. So make sure you're following us on YouTube at Tackling Tacos. Like Nate said, we're putting out at least one short per day. And then we're working on putting out more videos in general. Nate and I have both been kind of upping our game. Like we both just got like new mics for filming. We both got new cameras. We're not effing around this year. You know what I'm saying, Nate?
Trying to get after it. Yes, sir. That's what we're about.
Yeah, that's it, dude. How's the health stuff been going, Nate? You been hitting the gym still every day, or how often you been going?
Yeah, I've still been going extremely regularly, probably 5 to 6 days a week.
Dang.
But I haven't been eating as well, so I need to get back on the eating good game. But the transition into not eating well but still going to the gym regularly has led to some strength gains. I feel stronger. Like I feel like I'm moving more weight than I was, a month ago. So that's promising. But I need to get back on the diet train as well as the gym. So
Yeah, I feel you, dude, for sure. Well, good for you though,
yeah.
man. The only reason I only go, so what I've been, well, this is my first week I've done it fully. I've been going to the gym 3 days a week religiously for 10 weeks or something like that. Which my wife says she can see a difference in like my shape, which I don't really, but maybe it's just because it's me all the time. And I don't really ever look at myself. I'm not that dude. I'm not like looking at myself in the mirror. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. There's a part where he's trying to like flirt with the lady who's like the producer, and he's a weatherman, and he's like, well, what are you looking for in a guy? And she just starts rattling off all this stuff, and as she's saying it, he goes, well, that's me, and she's like, he says something like, he's got a great body, but he doesn't have to look in the mirror every 5 minutes. He goes, I have an amazing body, and sometimes I go weeks without looking, or something like that. I don't know why that part always makes me laugh, but and she says something like humble, something. He's like, humble. That's me. Anyway, but I've been going this week. What I've been doing is gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then running on Tuesday and Thursday. Running this loop. There's a park right by where I live called Irvine Park. It's like I don't know what it is. It's a big park. There's kind of an outdoor zoo and a bunch of whatever, but there's a bunch of big hills in it. And my goal is to set a certain time for running around this whole loop of like the road on it. And, I don't know. I've been talking to the homie Andrew Banky a little bit like, yo, should I be running when I work out? Should I do it on a separate day? Blah, blah, blah. And so I've been trying to get after it, so I don't look as old as I feel sometimes. But anyway, that's it, man. Make sure you support Andrew. Fishing. Make sure you look us up on socials at Tackling Tacos. Support all of our sponsors. Make sure you get in that YouTube giveaway. You got anything else, Nate?
Just go Hawks. They pulled off the victory, headed to the Elite Eight. So
did they actually?
They did, yeah. 77 to 71 victory over Nebraska. So
wow, dude, good for them, man.
Way out here.
16 to Elite 8 and Final Four, and who knows? That's dope, dude. Good for you. Go Hawkeyes, I guess, for sure. Go Cubbies. Maybe you'll learn how to actually pitch at some point and not give up 6 runs in a single inning. But positivity is worth the effort. We will catch you on the next one. Peace. Bye-bye. Oh, I just got hooked on one of my swim baits.